Almeirim is a city and a municipality in Santarém District, Portugal. The population in 2011 was 23,376, in an area of 222.12 square kilometers. The city proper had a population of 10,520 in 2001. History. There are vestiges of mid-Paleolithic to Mesolithic period along the territory, including traces from Neolithic, Chalcolithic and Bronze Age remnants. The Iron Age also marked this region, with archaeological excavations unearthing settlements and artifacts. Roman legions of Decimo Junius Brutus occupied the territory, following the Tagus upstream and disembarking in Santarém, where they left the marks. These, along with other groups, occupied arable lands, beginning in the 1st century AD. This included the development of agriculture and raising of cattle, supporting the establishment of Almeirim along the margins of the Tagus. References to this municipality began appearing in the 14th century. With rich lands, the territory supported hunting, extending to Santarém and proximities of the Tagus and Lisbon. This easy access made Almeirim a preferred place for the kings of the Second Dynasty, and a winter place frequented by members of court. Becoming known as the Sintra of Winter, Almeirim, therefore, became an ideal place for relaxation, palace intrigue and romantic encounters in the royal gardens, mixed with resolutions of important negotiations. King John I of Portugal, between 1411 and 1423, ordered the construction of castle and first residences that contributed to the establishment of the town, with their work to the Almeirim, that included landscaping, drainage and earthenworks. The palace was expanded and improved by Manuel I of Portugal, who was in Almeirim several times. In 1510, part of 1513, Christmas of 1514 and all the period between October 1515 and May 1516. John III of Portugal followed his example, and spent similar time in Almeirim. He ordered the construction of a royal palace near the Ribeira de Muge that became known as Paço da Ribeira de Muge and later, the Paço dos Negros, then later the convent of Nossa Senhora da Serra. King Sebastian, who frequently visited Almeirim, created a dynastic succession crisis with his disappearance at the Battle of Alcácer-Quibir. Without a successor, the Cortes of Almeirim was opened by Cardinal Henry on the 11th of January 1580, to decide on the problem of succession. During the Cortes, Febo Munas, as magistrate of Lisbon, directed his response to the cardinal, stating, "Give this your highness to a Portuguese prince and all will kiss his hand." But little was resolved, and the kingdom eventually began to be governed by Philip II of Spain, beginning the reign of Philippine dynastic union, until the 1st of December 1640. At the time Almeirim was visited as a winter resort, where many passed through the roads of the borough and stayed at the royal palace. Gil Vicente, the father of Portuguese theatre, presented many of his farces, comedies and plays. For example, Auto da Refiocute in 1510, Barca da Gloria in 1519, tragic comedy Dom Dados at the marriage of Infanta D. Isabel with Charles V in 1525, and in 1526 he presented the Farsa O Juas da Barra, the tragic comedy Templo de Apollo, Breve Sumario da Historia de Deus, and Dialogo sobre a Resurreição. It was also in the palace the Garcia de Resende began printing his Cancioneiro Geral. The present mayor is Pedro Ribeiro and the president of the municipal assembly is Firmino Catileo. The municipal holiday is Ascension Day. Geography. Almeirim is situated 70 kilometers from Lisbon and 7 kilometers in Santarém. Its neighbors include Alpiaca, Chamusca, Salvaterra da Amigos, Coruche, Santarém and Cartaxo. The municipality is subdivided into the following 4 parishes: Almeirim, Benfica de Ribatejo, Fazendas de Almeirim, Raposa. 2 main roadways support the population of Almeirim, the EN 114 and EN 118, in addition to the intercommunity IC10. The construction of the Salgueiro Maia Bridge and A13 bridge serves and reinforces the privileged location of Almeirim, in addition to constant traffic from Santarém and the rest of the country. Economy. The mainstay of the economy is agriculture, including winemaking and modern industry of alimentary products such as fruit juices, processed tomato and canned vegetables. Culture. The city is also known for its gastronomy, to which stone soup is just one great example. According to the people of Almeirim, a poor friar who was on a pilgrimage stopped in the village of Almeirim and knocked on the door of a house. He was too proud to beg for a bite to eat, so instead, he requested a large pot in which he could make a delicious and filling stone soup. With arched eyebrows and curious glances, the family invited him into the home and set up a large pot over flickering flames and filled with water. Slowly walking up to the iron-clad cauldron, the friar reached into his deep pocket to produce a smooth and well-cleaned stone that he promptly dropped into the boiling water. A little while later he tasted the soup and said that it needed a touch of seasoning. So the wife brought him some salt to add, to which he suggested that maybe a little bit of chorico, or pork belly, would be better. Graciously, she obliged and dropped several thick slices into the pot. Then, the friar asked if she might not have a little something to enrich the soup, such as potatoes or beans from a previous meal. With a broad smile, she agreed, and added a healthy portion into the bubbling water. This banter continued back and forth between the family and the friar before he finally announced that he had indeed made a very delicious and filling soup. When the soup was done, the friar fished the stone out of the pot, washed and dried it off, and plopped it back in his pocket for the next time. Nowadays, Almeirim is a gastronomical destiny for Portuguese people as well as for foreign people willing to taste this soup. Restaurants like O Pandeiro, O Tachinho, and O Minhato are restaurants that are proud to serve this dish, and they are highly renowned and praised for it. Notable citizens: Cristina Branco,